Did you know that seniors who carefully choose what personal information they share report feeling 40% more confident and emotionally secure than those who overshare? According to the National Institute on Aging research from 2023 on emotional well-being, the boundaries we create around our personal lives directly impact our sense of dignity, independence, and even our physical safety. Let me tell you about Eleanor, a vibrant 74-year-old retired teacher from Phoenix. For months, she enthusiastically shared every detail of her life with her book club. Her exact retirement savings, her ongoing hip pain, her late husband insurance policies, even her daughter marital troubles. Eleanor thought this openness would bring her closer to her friends. But something unexpected happened. Within weeks, Eleanor noticed the conversations becoming different. Some members started treating her like she was fragile. Others began asking for small loans. One person even suggested she might be too confused to manage her own finances. Eleanor went from feeling connected to feeling exposed and vulnerable. Have you ever shared something personal, only to feel like it changed how people saw you? Or noticed that once people know certain details about your life, they start making assumptions about what you can or cannot handle? Welcome to your trusted home for senior health facts, where we explore the science behind living with greater wisdom, dignity, and peace after 60. If maintaining your independence and emotional strength matters to you, I invite you to hit that subscribe button and join our community of empowered seniors. So why does selective sharing become more important as we age? The science behind this is fascinating and deeply practical. According to Harvard Medical School research on aging and social psychology, as we grow older, our social networks naturally become smaller and more concentrated. This means the people in our circles have more influence over our daily emotional state. At the same time, societal ageism can make us more vulnerable to judgment, stereotyping, and unfortunately, even exploitation. Dr. Susan Krauss-Whitbourne longitudinal study at the University of Massachusetts found that seniors who maintain healthy personal boundaries experience significantly better mental health outcomes, including reduced anxiety, stronger self-esteem, and more authentic relationships. Think of your personal information like the rooms in your home. Some spaces, like your living room, are meant for guests. Others, like your bedroom or private study, are sacred spaces that you share only with those you trust most deeply. When we open every door to every visitor, we lose our sense of sanctuary and control. The Mayo Clinic. Healthy living research shows that seniors who practice selective disclosure report feeling more respected in their relationships and experience less emotional manipulation or unwanted advice. It is not about becoming secretive or isolated. It is about choosing wisdom over impulse when deciding what to share and with whom. Let me walk you through personal details that wise seniors keep private, along with the science behind why this protects your well-being. First, your exact age and birthday. When 68-year-old Thomas from Denver started telling everyone his precise age, he noticed something troubling. Suddenly, people began speaking slower to him, offering unsolicited help with simple tasks, and making assumptions about his capabilities. The Harvard study on ageism revealed that even mentioning you are over 70 can trigger unconscious bias in others, causing them to treat you as less competent or independent. Instead of announcing your age, you might say, "I am focusing on how I feel, not the number of candles on my cake." This keeps the conversation centered on your vitality rather than society expectations. Second, your complete financial picture. Whether you are financially comfortable or facing challenges, sharing detailed money information can create problems. Consider Linda, a 72-year-old widow from Ohio who casually mentioned her pension amount at her neighborhood coffee group. Within a month, she received 3 investment opportunities from acquaintances and constant suggestions about how she should spend or save her money. The American Association of Retired Persons 2023 Financial Exploitation Report shows that 60% of financial abuse against seniors comes from people they know personally. Keeping your financial details private is not about shame. It is about protection and maintaining control over your own decisions. Third, past family conflicts and drama. Sharing family struggles might seem like seeking support, but it often backfires. When 71-year-old Walter began discussing his son's divorce and custody battle with his poker group, he found that others started judging his entire family based on incomplete information. Some even began avoiding him, assuming his family problems would somehow become their burden. Research from the Journal of Aging Studies shows that discussing unresolved family conflicts with casual acquaintances often increases our own stress rather than providing relief. Fourth, your complete medical history. While it is natural to want to connect with others about health challenges, listing every medication, procedure point, or diagnosis can reduce your identity to your medical conditions. When 69-year-old Patricia started every conversation with her current symptoms and treatments, she noticed people began seeing her as the sick one rather than the accomplished artist and grandmother she truly was. A better approach is saying, "I am working closely with my healthcare team to stay as healthy as possible." This acknowledges you are taking care of yourself without inviting unwanted medical advice or pity. Fifth, your dating life or romantic relationships. Romance does not end at 60. But sharing intimate details about your dating life or relationship challenges can invite judgment from those who hold outdated views about love in later life. The American Association of Retired Persons found that many seniors face ageist attitudes about their romantic lives, even from friends and family. Keep your heart matters between you and those who truly support your happiness. Sixth, your daily schedule and routines. When 73-year-old George detailed his exact daily routine, including when he left for errands, his doctor appointments, and when he was home alone, he unknowingly made himself vulnerable to those with bad intentions. The National Council on Aging reports that criminals often target seniors by learning their predictable patterns. Seventh, your fears and deepest vulnerabilities. While emotional sharing can be healing, broadcasting your deepest fears to casual acquaintances can leave you feeling exposed. When 70-year-old Dorothy shared her anxiety about memory changes with her entire senior center yoga class, she found herself receiving constant memory tests and worried looks that actually increased her anxiety. Are you the type of person who tends to overshare like Eleanor did? Here is a quick self-check. If you have discussed your financial situation, health problems, or family drama with 3 or more people this week, you might be sharing more than serves your best interests. Have you found yourself oversharing any of these areas recently? If so, comment learning below. There is no judgment here, only the opportunity to grow wiser together. And if you realize you have been discussing money matters with multiple people this week, comment "need to change" so we can support each other in building better boundaries. Now let me explore powerful practices that protect your dignity while building genuine connections and inner strength. First, cultivate a private morning reflection practice. Instead of immediately sharing your thoughts and feelings with others, start each day with 5 minutes of personal reflection. This might include gratitude journaling, meditation, or simply sitting quietly with your coffee while setting intentions for the day. Research from the Stanford Center on Longevity shows that seniors who maintain private contemplative practices report higher levels of emotional resilience and life satisfaction. This is not about isolation. It is about building a strong inner foundation before engaging with the world. Second practice, anonymous generosity. Rather than announcing your charitable giving or good deeds, find ways to help others quietly. This could mean anonymously paying for someone coffee, leaving encouraging notes for neighbors, or making donations without seeking recognition. Studies from the University of California, Berkeley Greater Good Science Center demonstrate that anonymous giving actually produces more sustained happiness and sense of purpose than public philanthropy. Your kindness speaks for itself without words. Third, develop a personal philosophy statement. Instead of debating or defending your beliefs in casual conversations, spend time privately developing your core values and life philosophy. Write down what matters most to you, what gives your life meaning, and what principles guide your decisions. When others ask about controversial topics, you can simply say, "I have thought deeply about that and have my own perspective." This maintains your dignity while avoiding unnecessary conflict. Fourth, focus on health goals rather than health problems. Instead of cataloging your ailments, share your wellness goals and positive steps you are taking. For example, rather than saying, "My arthritis is terrible," you might say, "I am working on staying active and flexible." This shifts the conversation toward empowerment rather than limitation. The Journal of Positive Aging found that seniors who frame health conversations around goals and progress report feeling more optimistic and receive more supportive responses from others. Fifth, create a selective sharing circle. Identify 2 or 3 people in your life who consistently offer wisdom, support, and confidentiality. These become your trusted advisors for life's bigger challenges and decisions. Everyone else receives the lighter, more general version of your life updates. This is not about being fake. It is about recognizing that different relationships serve different purposes, and that is perfectly healthy. Sixth, develop graceful deflection phrases. Practice kind but firm responses to intrusive questions. That is something I prefer to keep private. I'm still thinking that through. Let us talk about something more positive. I would rather hear about your experience with that. These phrases maintain relationships while protecting your boundaries. Seventh, build a legacy project privately. Whether it is writing family stories, creating art, learning a new skill, or planning a special gift, having a meaningful project that you are working on privately gives you a sense of purpose and excitement that does not depend on others' approval or input. Which of these practices resonates most with you? Try implementing just one this week and share your experience in the comments below. Let me tell you about Catherine, a remarkable 76-year-old from Seattle who transformed her life by changing what she shared and what she kept sacred. For years, Catherine was known as the woman who told everyone everything. She shared her financial worries with the grocery store clerk, her health concerns with distant acquaintances, and her family problems with anyone who would listen. She thought this openness would bring her closer to people and help her feel less alone. But Catherine began to notice something painful. Instead of feeling supported, she felt drained after most conversations. People started avoiding her because they did not want to hear about her problems. Others began treating her like she could not handle her own life. Some even started making decisions for her without asking. The turning point came when Catherine realized that her constant sharing was actually pushing people away and making her feel more vulnerable, not less. She decided to experiment with privacy, not secrecy, but selective intentional sharing. Catherine started keeping a private journal where she processed her worries and fears. She chose 2 trusted friends for deeper conversations and kept lighter topics for casual interactions. She began focusing conversations on shared interests, current events, and positive experiences rather than personal problems. The transformation was remarkable. Within 3 months, Catherine noticed that people seemed more genuinely interested in spending time with her. Her relationships became more balanced, less one-sided sharing and more mutual enjoyment. Most importantly, Catherine felt more in control of her own narrative and more confident in her interactions. Today, Catherine describes feeling mysteriously attractive to others because she no longer broadcasts her vulnerabilities to everyone she meets. She still has deep, meaningful relationships, but now they are built on mutual respect and genuine connection rather than oversharing and emotional dependence. You deserve to feel that same sense of dignity, mystery, and personal power. Your life story is precious. It does not need to be an open book for everyone to read. Some chapters are meant to be shared only with those who have earned the privilege of knowing your heart. Tonight, I challenge you to choose just one area of your life that you will begin keeping more private. Maybe it is your finances, your health details, or your family concerns. Start small, but start tonight. If you are ready to feel more empowered and respected in your relationships, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Your journey toward greater dignity and emotional strength starts now, and I will be here to guide you every step of the way. Now, let me address some common questions about maintaining healthy boundaries. A common question I hear is about age privacy with healthcare providers. You should absolutely never hide your age from your doctor or other healthcare providers. Healthcare providers need accurate information to give you the best care possible. This advice about age privacy applies to casual social situations, not medical settings. Always be completely honest with your healthcare team. Your life may depend on it. Another question is whether it is rude to refuse to answer personal questions from friends or family. Not at all. You can politely decline to share personal information by saying something like, "I appreciate your interest, but I prefer to keep that private." Or, "That is not something I am comfortable discussing right now." Most people will respect your boundaries once you set them clearly and kindly. People often ask what to do if they have already overshared in the past. You can gradually shift your sharing patterns without making a big announcement about it. Simply start being more selective about what you discuss. If someone brings up previous information you shared, you might say, "I am trying to keep my conversations more positive these days and redirect to a lighter topic." Many wonder how to know if someone is trustworthy enough to share personal information with. Look for people who listen without immediately giving advice, who keep confidences you have shared before, who ask thoughtful questions rather than prying for details. and who share appropriately about their own lives. Trust is built over time through consistent, respectful behavior. Family dynamics can be challenging when they pressure you to share personal information you would rather keep private. You still have the right to maintain boundaries. Try saying something like, I appreciate your concern, but some topics are private for me. Let us talk about how your garden is coming along this spring. Or, I know you care about me, but I am handling this with my doctor. Tell me about your recent trip instead. Remember, you can redirect with love while still maintaining your boundaries. Finally, some worry that people will think they are being secretive or unfriendly if they share less. Most people will actually find you more interesting and engaging when you are not oversharing. Mystery and boundaries often make relationships more balanced and appealing. Focus on being genuinely interested in others and sharing positive, lighter topics instead of personal problems or private details. Let me give you a simple daily routine for emotional protection. In the morning, spend 5 minutes in private reflection, setting intentions for positive interactions. At lunch, practice one graceful deflection if someone asks intrusive questions. In the evening, journal about one thing you are grateful you kept private today. As a bonus, choose one trusted person to have a deeper, meaningful conversation with this week. Consider avoiding sharing your exact age and birthday because it can trigger ageist assumptions. Instead, say I focus on how I feel, not numbers, for maintaining respect and confidence. Consider avoiding sharing complete financial details because it can invite manipulation or pity. Instead, practice anonymous generosity for protecting safety and autonomy. Consider avoiding sharing past family conflicts because it can fuel gossip and judgment. Instead, try private reflection and journaling for preserving family dignity. Consider avoiding sharing your full medical history because it can reduce your identity to illness. Instead, focus on health goals and progress for maintaining an empowered self-image. Consider avoiding sharing romantic life details because it can invite outdated judgments. Instead, share only with trusted supporters for protecting intimate relationships. Consider avoiding sharing your daily schedule and routines because it can create security vulnerabilities. Instead, keep patterns flexible and private for ensuring personal safety. Consider avoiding sharing your deepest fears and vulnerabilities because it can leave you feeling exposed. Instead, process privately or with a counselor for building inner strength. Save this guide and share it with someone you care about who might benefit from these boundary-setting strategies. Now, before we wrap up, I want to remind you of something important. Everything we have shared today is for educational purposes to help you make informed choices about your relationships and emotional well-being. These are general principles based on research and common experiences. But every person's situation is unique. I always encourage you to trust your own judgment and work with qualified professionals, whether that is a counselor, therapist, or trusted advisor, when making significant changes to how you handle relationships or personal boundaries. Your healthcare team, including mental health professionals, can provide personalized guidance that takes into account your specific circumstances, personality, and needs. What worked wonderfully for Eleanor, Catherine, and Thomas might need adjustments for your particular situation and relationships. The goal is not to become isolated or secretive, but to find the right balance of openness and privacy that helps you feel most dignified and secure. Remember, you are the author of your own story, and you get to decide which chapters you share and with whom. Trust yourself, be kind to others, and honor the wisdom that comes with your years of life experience. Take care of yourself, protect your peace, and I will see you in the next video, where we will continue exploring how to live with greater confidence and joy after 60.